Every once in a while, a story comes along that feels like a breath of fresh air, honest, inspiring, and deeply rooted in purpose. That is the story of Al and Gina Lumnah. From a suburban life near Boston to a thriving off-grid homestead in the hills of New Hampshire, their journey has captured the hearts of over 371,000. But now, after years of hard work, planning, and dreaming, they've entered their most ambitious chapter yet. They've purchased a 150-year-old abandoned farm, a historic property full of untold stories, aged barns, and untouched pastures that once bustled with life. This farm isn't just a project, it's a legacy in the making. With its original stone walls, century-old structures, and a house that blends 1800s craftsmanship with modern updates, the land carries a timeless charm. But long before this chapter began, their story started in a much different setting. Al and Gina didn't grow up on farms. They both come from busy suburbs just outside Boston where life moved fast and nature was often a distant thought. For Al, those early years were a struggle. Anxiety weighed heavily on him, and he found comfort in habits that weren't good for his health, including smoking. But when he met Gina and they started a family, he made a promise to leave those old ways behind. He kept that promise. In 2005, Al and Gina married. Gina was a passionate teacher with a master's degree, and together they dreamed of a different kind of life, one that moved slower, felt deeper, and brought them closer to the earth. That dream first took shape in 2012 when they launched a small YouTube channel called Lumnah Acres. At first it was simple, videos about cooking, daily life, and small steps toward a healthier, more intentional lifestyle. But as they discovered the joys and challenges of homesteading, their videos changed. Their story grew richer, and so did their audience. By 2015, Al and Gina had built a sturdy post and beam barn on their modest 8-acre piece of land. This wasn't just wood and nails, it was a symbol of their hard work and commitment to a new way of living. 4 years later, in 2019, they finished building their dream home, a place where they could raise their family rooted in nature and purpose. But the biggest step was still to come. In 2020, Al and Gina made a bold decision. They purchased 500 acres of wild, untouched land. It was a place full of possibility, where they could live off the grid and truly embrace self-sufficiency. Yet, even with this huge step forward, something deeper was calling them. Recently, they bought a 150-year-old abandoned farm, a property full of stories, weathered barns, and open fields that once buzzed with life. This farm wasn't just another project. It was a bridge between the past and their future. Walking this land, you can feel the history. Stone walls built by hands, long gone, still stand strong. The barns, worn but proud, whisper of horses, dairy cows, and beef cattle that called this place home. There's even a small building brought over from an old railroad station, a charming reminder of days when trains carried goods and people through these quiet hills. As Al and Gina explore, they uncover forgotten treasures, old blacksmith tools, a sharpening wheel, weathered farm equipment, and heirloom furniture hidden beneath decades of dust. The land itself is generous, a spring-fed oasis surrounded by tall pine and oak trees. But this isn't about living in the past. It's about building a future. Al and Gina plan to live on the farm full-time. The house needs work, a lot of work. The downstairs bathroom will be the first to get a fresh start, and a few bedrooms will be made ready for daily life. Upstairs, water damage means gutting and rebuilding, but they're holding on to what they can, the built-in cabinets. For Al and Gina, this farm is more than land. It's a promise they made to each other, not just to dream but to build. Instead of a big celebration for their 20th wedding anniversary, they chose this path, dedicating themselves to the slow, steady work of creating a home that lasts.